You've got your feet on my dog's bed.
I know. She's not exactly the cleanest, is she?
What?
So she's not exactly
Clean at the bottom of your blimmin' feet.
I've been in the snow, it's only water.
Right, you've never been to Knights before, have you?
No.
Okay, so we are going to Knights at Marshfield
Nice.
to pick up a piece of glass. So it's going to be...
I bet, is it going to be expensive, this glass?
Oh, what, for a bit of glass like that? I expect it to be best part of 30 quid. So, plus the gasket seal that goes round it, plus the goo that I need, because I noticed the rope seal starting to come off. It's only a village, only cheap.
Oh, to be fair, I could do with some of that, because the rope on ours, we're just using normal glue at the moment, but not like prick stick. We're using like super... I ain't got any of it.
That's no good. That won't work.
I know, it works for about 5 days and it comes
what
off
sort of
again.
conditions are rope in around the door?
Shit.
We'll get new ropes
I
then.
will do. Well, it's only one side.
But but you could buy new rope. But what you got to do is take the door off. The door lifts off. Take the old rope out, clean it out, wire brush it out, and then put the new rope on. It's nice and easy to do. Even you can do it.
What do you mean even I can do it? I'm quite good with
being
DIY.
deliberately insulting.
No, you are insulting. I'm very good at DIY stuff, you know.
Yeah, well, you've got some skills from your old man, didn't you?
I think I'm really good at it.
What, DIY?
Yeah.
Destroy it yourself.
Yeah.
So I thought being as we're having this trip together, do you remember we said a while ago that we might
Talk about my pre-eclampsia.
yeah, pre-eclampsia.
Yeah.
There's a case of it'd be a story lots of people won't want to listen to. But because I'm telling you to tell it with no holds barred.
Right. Okay.
So okay.
Where do you want me to start from? Like the pig trotters or the
pig trotters? Pig trotters.
So when I my feet got very, very, very swollen.
So this is trying to get some sympathy for women who suffer from this. For us blokes who have no idea.
Because you don't know whether or not you're going to get it or not. You haven't got a clue.
Because it's usually on the first pregnancy.
Yeah.
Right?
So whilst I was in there, like being bloody.
How are you? Okay.
Pumped in with loads of stuff. Everyone kept going, so is this new dad? A new dad? I'm thinking, no, it's not. I said, no, it's same dad. Yeah, same dad. Don't worry, same dad.
Well, it might be a new dad. You never know.
I ain't got time.
Yeah, go on,
I ain't
sorry.
got time. So my feet got very swollen, but they did with Millie, but not until after I gave birth.
Right. Okay.
But they got swollen to the point that when I pushed them down, like pushed my skin,
yeah.
It was like indenting and it wasn't coming back.
All right. Hence the pig trotters.
Yeah, and they really did look like pig trotters. I even put a message in Mikey's family group, a picture of my trotters and pig trotters. And Mikey said that I was like the man off of Men in Black, Sugar Water, because I got so swollen. Like,
oh yeah, oh, I remember you going Sugar Water.
And I did like a little picture side by side. I'll send it to you actually, because you could put it up in the corner.
Sugar Water, yeah. I know.
Of when I started to that moment in time when I said pregnancy's done me bad. Because I got so swollen, but I just thought I just overate. I thought I was really, really enjoying pregnancy.
Because you are good at eating, aren't you?
I love my food.
Yeah,
I love my food.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it just started off with me being quite swollen. But then I started getting like pains as if I was going to give birth. Yeah. So they thought that I had a water infection, because water infection sometimes mimics contractions in pregnancy.
Okay.
So they gave me loads of antibiotics for that, but I didn't actually feel like I had a water infection at all.
Right.
And then I started getting like heavy shoulders and like a heavy head. And I know that pre-eclampsia, one of the main symptoms is a headache. Now, I never got a headache, I just felt head heavy.
Right.
So kept going in and out of hospital. Got admitted once because my blood pressure was like 137/90, which isn't actually that bad. It's just a bit on the high side.
Only just.
Only just. So they admitted me, they gave me some blood pressure tablets, and it went down, and then I went home. And then about 3 days later, I still continued having the symptoms, so I went back in, and then my blood pressure spiked up to 160 over 115.
Oh, well, that's a bit, yeah.
Very high.
Yeah.
I actually didn't feel like, me and Mikey were laughing. We were in there like laughing at my pig trotters.
Yeah.
Like weren't thinking about it like being anything serious. I even went up to the nurse and said, "Look, can I just be seen so I can get home and get Millie because she's at nursery?" And they were like, "Oh, well, it's not that simple. Your blood pressure's really high." I was like, "Huh? Right, okay. Like, can you just give me something that I can go home?" And then I got the worst headache, and I thought I was dehydrated because I didn't drink much. But this headache would not go with paracetamol. It just wouldn't go.
Yeah.
And then they took my blood pressure again. It went up to 200 over like 150. So I got admitted again, went back home, and then literally the following day I had like a shooting pain in my, I think it was my left shoulder, like a stitch sort of pain in my left shoulder. And this was the day of the Queen's funeral. I was gutted because I really wanted to watch it.
Right.
But I said to Mikey, something doesn't feel right. Something really doesn't feel right. Went back into hospital, and it then spiked to 210 over like 180. And they're like, right, we need to get you in and stay in.
Yeah.
I think I took about 4 blood pressure tablets, and it just wasn't bringing anything down. They tried the electric one, they tried the manual one, and nothing was bringing it down. So I went down to...
Leeches, that's what you want. You want some leeches.
I did. I needed something. So I went down into like this emergency care room.
Right.
And they finally got my blood pressure down a little bit. I think they got it back down to 160 over like 92.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, I felt my face go really puffy. I went really, really puffy. And I said to them, has my face gone really swollen? And they looked at the blood pressure machine, and it went up to like 250 over like 180 or something.
Yeah.
And they were like, right, we need to get the magnesium sulfate in you. Now, my midwife said to me, in the 17 years she's been a midwife, she's only had 2 of her ladies been put on magnesium sulfate. It's a very serious thing.
Right.
It's pure magnesium going into your body.
Right, okay.
And I had to have a drip.
Does that make you flammable?
I don't know what, it bloody hurt.
Right.
But I had a really bizarre experience. Everybody left the room because they were like, right, we've got to get the magnesium and stuff like that. And I was in there on my own. And I saw me stood in front of me. I was hallucinating.
Were you?
And I'm there going, I don't want to die, I don't want to die, I don't want to die. And I'm there talking to myself going, we're not going to die, it's fine, we're fine, we're in the right place, we're not going to die. And I like realised, like, what the hell am I doing? I could see me in front of me. I was like, oh my God, this is weird.
Is that what they call an out-of-body experience?
It was so weird, but I was like, I could have touched me. I was that present. So then they put the magnesium, so oh my God, that is the worst experience I think I've ever had. Now this is quite graphic. How graphic do you want me to be?
Oh, honest, okay, be honest
so,
a bit. So because you're going to look back at this and go, yeah, I can remember that.
Yeah. So they're like,
so little ones, block your ears.
They were like, right.
Yeah. Bedtime for you little ones, all right. Off you go. Lady buys. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
They said it's going to be 5 minutes of feeling really funny. It's like really funny. And first of all, they were putting it in, and I felt like I was breathing fire. It was like fire was coming out of my mouth. And then it went to my nun, and it was like my nun was on fire. And I was like, I'm weeing myself. And they're like, no, you're not, because you've got a catheter in. I was like, no, there's wee. And they're like, no, that's... And then it went back up, and it went down again, and then back up, and then went down again. And for 5 minutes, it was just pure torture.
Right. Of
this magnesium sulfate going in me. It just felt like my whole body was on fire.
Right.
So after 5 minutes, they put it in. It was fine. My blood pressure did drop down a little bit, not to like normal.
Right.
So my normal blood pressure is like 117 to 120 over like 80. That's a normal sort of blood pressure for me. And it went to like 147.
Yeah.
Under 92, and I think it stayed at that.
Okay. Well, you can live with that, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't, but before I had the magnesium sulfate in, another reason why they put it in, I thought I was going into shock because I was scared, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, nobody really knows what's happening, and I was like shaking. I didn't realise that was a fit, but I just thought it was like anxiety, because it felt like I couldn't control my shaking. I was like this. I could not control my shaking, but it was a preeclampsia like fit, hence why I had to have the magnesium sulfate. And then as soon as my blood pressure came down, they were like, right, we're going to have to induce you. That was fucking awful.
Was that the squirty tuber stuff?
I don't know. I don't know what they did. Went right up there with something.
Right up there.
Right up there with something.
It's like a tube of toothpaste.
Oh,
it's like a clear gel.
Well, I had a catheter in as well, so they were like trying to get rid of like loads of things to move that over their shoulder to get up there so they can put something in. And then it was like 24 hours later, still nothing. I was like,
yeah, you got induced twice, didn't you?
Yeah. I was like, oh, right, okay. And then at this point, because I had the magnesium sulfate in me and because I had the preeclampsia fit, I wasn't allowed to eat anything.
Right.
I was starving.
Yeah.
I was so hungry. Mikey kept coming in with flipping McDonald's and
the
pizza. I was like, and you could smell it, and it smelled so good. It smelled so good. And I was only allowed, like, I think it was like 80 ml of water every hour.
Right.
Because you can't water down the magnesium sulfate, because obviously it's pure and it needs to
do the job. Yeah.
Do the job. So even like I had to take pills, I had to take iron pills and everything, but I had to take it with the 80 ml of water I had, and I was so thirsty. It was torture.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point where they were like, right, we need to induce you again. And I said to them, can you just not get him out with the knife
through the
and
sunroof?
Just get him out? I said, I'm so tired. I haven't ate anything. I haven't slept because I'm so hungry. I said, I just don't think I've got the energy to push him out.
Yeah.
And then they explained to me, with him being early, it's better for him to come out that way because that's a natural thing for babies to do. They know what they're doing. When you force them out, then he'll have to go into like NICU. He'll have to go he'll have to be properly looked after. I thought, right, okay. So they induced me again. That was bloody awful again. Putting everything over it.
That's one knee over there and one knee over there.
And then within an hour, I was like, oh, something's happening now. Something's happening. Because the second time it's stronger. It's like a 6-hour release rather than a 24-hour release. So it started working quite quickly. At this point, I was crying. I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. This is just awful. This is just the most awful experience ever.
Right.
And then they were like, okay, right, let's check to see how far you are. And they were like, right, well, you're 3 centimetres and we can pop your waters. I was like, what? So pop my water and everything. And then all of a sudden, I'm telling you, it's gone from, oh, this is really fine. Yeah, oh, I can feel the contraction. To like, Mikey, get here. I need to hold you. This is agony.
Yeah.
Like, I was sucking on that bloody gas in it. I was no longer in that room.
Oh, you're not.
I was in the canteen. I was that high.
Yeah.
I was in the canteen. And there was things that gas in it did to me. Like, I swear to God, I saw like 20 students come in and look and were like gossiping, like going like this. Mike's like, that never happened.
Were they pointing?
Yeah, that's what I saw. I was like, get out! Get out! So they were like, I said that this baby's coming. No, you're 3 centimetres. He's not coming. I said, well, get me an epidural then, because this is agony. That like it's gone from like 0 to 100. This is agony. Yeah. And the bloke comes in and he was like, right, so this is what happens. I said, I've already done it before. I don't care. Go and get your friend. Actually, I said, no, you stay. Get someone else to get your friend and get him here now. Yeah. I was like, get him here now. Stay here. Yeah. Don't leave. He was like, I've got to go and get the guy. I said, no, you're staying here. And then it was only like a minute, but it felt like hours that he'd got his friend. And I could not sit up. I said to him, I can't sit up. The pain is so intense. Yeah. And he's coming. They're like, no, he's not. You're only 3 centimetres. And like Mikey like dragged me up to sit up. I was like, ah! And then I was like, nope. Grabbed my leg. I went, ah! like that and pushed because he was coming, and they were like, oh shit, he's coming. I still had the catheter in me. I'm there pushing. They're like, you need to stop pushing. I was like, I can't stop pushing. He's coming. They're going, oh, everything's fine. Yeah, I was like, get the catheter out of me. And then I felt a release. I was like, oh, he's here. And they're like, right, we've got to push to get his head out now. I was like, what the hell have I just pushed out? But there was a massive relief. I was like, oh, he's out. I must have pooed. But Mikey's like, right, you've got to lie on your back, because I didn't even realise I was still on my side like this. And then everyone was like pushing me over like this, and I was like, just get him out. And then I'm pushing, and then he came. I was like, oh, thank God for that. Thank God for that.
The catheter was taken out.
The catheter was taken out finally, because they were like, right, you can, yeah.
They had to put a tractor on it to pull it out, didn't they?
I think they literally just have to pop it and like grab it out.
Yeah.
So they obviously took that out. He was born. And I was like, oh. And then they wanted to put him on me, and I looked at them and I said, look, I've just been through the most horrendous experience. I don't even think I can bond with him right now, because I just need a minute to like collect my thoughts. And then they're like, right, we've got to put an injection in you to get the placenta out. I thought, well, yeah, that's fine, because obviously with me having preeclampsia, my blood had kind of like gone all here, there and everywhere.
Hormones,
yeah, and whilst he was in me, his heart rate was dropping as well because of the preeclampsia. Well, with preeclampsia, what it is you've got tubes like this coming from you, and then you've got your placenta, and then you've got the baby going into the tube going into his umbilical cord. Yeah. Well, with preeclampsia, your tubes go like this.
Right.
So it's harder to get blood flow, nutrition and everything. So it's like that and like that. So basically my placenta gathered up all of his food, hence why he was only 4.6 pounds.
Yeah.
So the placenta was about 2 times bigger than him.
Right.
But it also loved my body. It loved the blood. It loved everything. So one side came away, but the other side didn't.
Yeah.
So I was led on my side, and because my back was in agony from my body trying to push out this placenta. And this woman's there pulling and pulling. I was there to her. I said, if you can't get it out, leave it. Just leave it. It hurts my back too much. Leave it. And then all of a sudden I was like, I'm gonna poo! I'm gonna poo! It wasn't a poo, it was a massive fart. I didn't care at this point. I was like,
past care.
Yeah.
All your dignity's already gone.
Yeah.
There's no dignity in it. So.
And they were like, if we can't deliver this placenta, you're gonna have to go down into theatre. I was like, no, not after everything. I can't do that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the doctor comes rushing in, because on that day they were supposed to have 10 midwives on, but they only had 2.
Right.
So and the doctors were really, really busy because they were short staff and doctors. This doctor just come in, literally, I swear to God, wrapped it around her wrist and went like that and pulled it out. The instant relief that I got from that, though, was like, oh my fuck, that's out. But it hurt my back. I can't tell anybody how much it hurt my
pull
back.
A kidney out with it.
Oh, well, I don't know. Well, you got to be careful that you don't leave half of it in there.
Yeah.
But it all came back. They were all like sorting through it like this and that.
Counting the nodules.
I'm still there with my bloody nunny out and leg in the air like this. Mikey's got the kid and he's thinking, like, I can't even imagine what Mikey went through with that. Seeing
it's
me.
like watching a horror movie, isn't it?
I must have looked feral. I must have looked absolutely feral.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was an experience. But still, after that, I still had to have the magnesium sulfate in. After all that trauma with like being stitched up, I had to have a tiny stitch. They're like, right, we have to put your catheter back in. And I was like, no, why? They're like, because you've still got magnesium sulfate going in you.
Yeah.
We have to monitor your pee coming out. And this might be a little bit graphic, but where my kidneys were not working because of the high blood pressure, my pee was brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was bad. So they basically had to look at what colour it was coming out to everything like that. Yeah, but I was so close. One of my kidneys was...
So for all those kids that haven't gone to bed now, they're going to be having nightmares now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mummy, I dreamt I peed brown. I think I've got preeclampsia. You're 4 years old. It's a daft. Yeah, but I'm a son. And you're a boy. Stupid boy.
But I think my right kidney was going into kidney failure, and my left kidney was working.
Was what?
Was working.
Okay.
But the level of protein in your pee for any normal person, pregnant or not, it should be 30%.
Right.
My protein was 1,195%.
Gosh, I could have added you to the cattle feed. Yeah.
So I had a lot of protein in my pee. But when I first went into hospital, my protein was only 60. 60%. So it was still high.
It was still high, yeah.
But from 24 hours, from 60, it went up into the thousands.
Well, you broke a record, didn't you?
I did.
You broke a hospital record.
Yeah, I was the person, like, the highest they had with protein in their pee before I went in was 600. And they thought that was like, red alert.
Yeah.
But like, I was like 1,190% protein in my pee.
It's typical of you, though, isn't it?
I know.
You can't do anything. You've always got to be first.
Yeah.
Or the best.
The best or the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just typical of you.
I know.
Yeah. And if we're going to set a record, let's set one that no one else is going to break.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But then then after that I got I had low iron. I literally looked like a Simpson.
Like suck a nail.
You
look like a Simpson.
I did.
Marge.
I did. No, more like Homer.
Oh,
after
Homer,
that.
is it? Yeah. Actually, you have got the facial expression on, yeah.
But yeah, it was very dramatic.
Yeah.
But also quite funny. Like now it's funny.
You look back at it now. I know at the time you said it wasn't.
Well, I had the cardiac arrest team outside because they thought I was going to die.
Oh, they had a crash car, didn't you?
Yeah.
Outside the door.
Yeah, I thought I was going to die because my protein was so high, my blood pressure was so high, and I was having a fit.
Yeah.
I was basically this close to having a stroke and dying.
Okay. So any more kids then?
Nope.
So.
Actually, saying that, I said to Mikey, isn't it funny that like now that I know I'm not going to have any more kids because I've got my 2,
Yeah.
I would have another. Mike's like, no, we're not going through that ever again.
I thought you were sending him to the vet to get doctored. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got to.
He's going to the vet to get himself doctored.
I think my body's been through enough now.
Okay.
Don't you think?
One grandchild was enough.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you don't know. Holly might have a grandchild. Samantha doesn't want kids. I don't know.
Abby's happy with her dogs.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
okay.
well,
So that was a story, and that was 22 minutes of pre-eclampsia lesson.
Yeah.
So if that doesn't put you off having kids, and if that's not a great contraceptive, I don't know what is.
Thing is though, with preeclampsia, everyone says, "Oh, look out for a headache, a constant headache in pregnancy." I never had a constant headache. That's like they said that's the main symptom. I never had a mine started off with my feet being
You're
really
probably
swollen.
immune to that because you live with Michael.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so,
And Millie.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it felt like I had somebody like grabbing the back of my neck and like pulling me down like a weight.
Yeah.
That was my symptom. Like, and if my blood pressure goes now, I know because I can feel it at the back, like literally at the bottom of my head, and it's like someone's pulling me down like a weight, and that shooting pain in my shoulder as well. So it's not always a headache. And obviously my trotters.
The trotters, yeah. My washer jets are still frozen up, and I put some extra juice in there yesterday.
Extra juice.
Extra juice, yeah.
Yeah, but since then we've been in hospital how many times?
Yeah, you are a right sicky family, ain't you?
No, Freddie's had a hernia.
Yeah.
He's had that operated on now.
Right.
But I found that at 5 weeks old. Thank God, like I say thank God. Obviously Millie had a hernia when she was 5 months old, lost her ovary.
Yeah.
But because she'd had a hernia, I knew exactly
what
I was looking for. First of all, it was just popping in and out when he was straining, then it just went all in his balls, bless him.
Yeah.
Literally just fell all in there.
Poor little fella. He was hung like a buffalo for a week, wasn't he?
He was. It's like a little nut now. So all tight.
Little winter walnut. Poor little chap.
He had to have a lumbar puncture because we thought he had sepsis and meningitis because he had a temperature at 3 weeks old.
Well, he was. How many weeks early was he?
He was only 36 plus 3, and at 37 you're full term.
Yeah.
So he's only a couple of days early.
Yeah. not too bad then.
No. But obviously being forced into the world isn't
No.
what you want. But
I've got to remember the rest of the way now. I think it's been a long time since I've been up here. So it's a bit of cross country we've got to do.
that's it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to Trowbridge.
Hey?
I feel like I'm going to Trowbridge.
Oh.
Come this way to go to Trowbridge. Obviously.
Can't remember last time I went to Trowbridge. I think I've been through Trowbridge.
Yeah.
This could be interesting. See what the lanes are like.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's Samantha's face the other day. I did that on purpose. I knew it was going to be icy. I wanted some fun. She was out that.
She's so gullible like that, isn't it? Yeah.
Bless her.
Oh, it's going to be icy and it's going to be... Yeah, let's go faster.
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh!
She's like, I'll kill you if you crash, not if I kill you first.
She ought to know better, really, didn't she?
I know. Bless her.
So, it's quite icy up here. In places in the shade, it's icy.
Yeah.
When the sun's in the road, it's all right.
Outside mine, it's like a blimmin' ice rink.
Yeah, it's a bit like that in the yard.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of times I've gone down the yard and very nearly gone down on my arse.
Yesterday.
And every time I slip, it hurts my shoulder.
It jumps
Because I jump and it hurts. And
Picking Millie up from nursery yesterday, I said, don't walk on there, you're gonna slip. Slip down, Mummy, I'll slip.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Takes
Prediction.
Takes after me, didn't she?
Well, how many times did we tell you when you were a kid? Don't walk on there, because you always had to walk on a wall or a curb or a log, and it was guaranteed you were going to fall off of it.
Yeah, live life on the edge. Don't want to walk.
No, you live life falling off the edge most of the time. That's what you live like.
I have a massive scar on my leg. It's because I decided to jump off a wall.
Yeah.
But I went too far forward, and then I tried to run. I looked like a bloody swan or something running, and I just couldn't get myself back up. I really hurt my leg. And then I went into school and said that I got stitches. Never.
Yes, and a crown, and a palace, and a little pony with wings, and a unicorn.
Got stitches.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, thank you very much for telling us the story of preeclampsia.
No worries.
I'm sure 2 or 3 people will find it really interesting.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting, funny.
yeah. There might even be 1 or 2 still listening.
Yeah.
They might still be there.
They could. Well, it's
Most of them by now have gone off into the loo to be sick, you know.
Yeah, no. It's a natural thing. Well, preeclampsia. Well, I don't know if it's a natural thing. Nobody really knows much about it and why it happens.
Sinners, that's what sinners
Yeah.
get it. So if you weren't such a sinner, you wouldn't get it.
Yeah. Well, the reason why they said that is it a different partner is because apparently when the sperm and the egg,
Yeah.
when they meet, because it's like having a foreign body in a woman's body, it doesn't really know what to do with it, and it gets a bit confused, and that's why it creates like this preeclampsia sort of thing, because the placenta doesn't grow properly, because your body doesn't know what to do. Hence why they said, is it a different partner? So I think I just did a little bit too much.
Yeah, maybe.
Everyone kept saying you need to slow down, but I was like, I need to get logs sorted, I need to get this sorted.
Well, you know, when you wear the trousers in the family, someone has to be in charge.
You just got.
I'm trying to train Mikey to be in charge, but he seems to be quite happy to let you carry on.
Yeah, he gets everything done for him.
It's easier for him just to go, yes.
To be fair, the relationship works quite well. If I ask him to do anything, he does it. But the majority of the time, I'll just get on and do it.
That's only because he's frightened of you telling him to do it. You know, it's much easier to do it when you ask him.
Yeah.
Michael, oh, yes.
Millie keeps calling him Daddy Michael at the moment. I don't know where that's come from.
Millie calls him Daddy Michael?
Yeah, I said it's probably because she's also got Daddy Leroy, she's got Daddy Bob.
Okay.
Only joking.
Right, well, hopefully we're not too far away. I've not used the sat nav. I'd be very good. I'm going to go by memory.
Yeah.
So I reckon it's 10, 12 years since I was last up here.
It's definitely still there.
Yeah, I rang them up to see if they had the glass, and they said they had the glass, although the tenant gave me the wrong measurements. Apparently it's 65mm by 90mm. So I actually think it's 6.5 inches by 9 inches. I think that's what she's done.
Yeah.
So, but apparently, when I rang him up, it's I gave him those measurements, and he goes, "Well, if it's a villager stove, there's only one piece of glass that can be in the millimeters. And it's 184 mil by whatever it was, 160 something or
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, did they measure it? Because I measured the glass, and then I thought, oh, actually, there's like a bit where the glass slots into.
Have you got a corner cut out of yours, have you?
No, I think it just goes
Square.
underneath. Yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
So I measured it. It's like 18 centimeters by 16. So.
Yeah, it's about right. It's 184 mil by something or so.
Yeah. Hello, horses.
Hello, whoosies.
Horses.
Horses.
I hope Millie never wants to take up horse riding.
It's a bloody fortune we spent on you lot as kids. And that ain't just the money, it's the flipping time.
Yeah. Yep. It was all right for about a week, and then I thought, oh, this is a commitment.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing I committed to was when you got me that Jeep. I used to go up every morning at 7 o'clock, go in the field and drive.
Go on. Go on.
Yeah.
Go on, squirt. Squirt.
Oh.
Squirt. Seems to me the driver's side is less squirty than the passenger side.
I repel things.
I've got right. Hey?
I said, well, I repel things.
Alright. So somewhere up here I got to turn right.
That's a smelly squirt.
Yeah, I beefed it up. I put some extra
That stinks.
stuff in it.
I don't even know what that smells of.
Hey? It smells like windscreen wash.
No, it doesn't. That smells of something else. Maybe a bit older.
The what?
An old windscreen wash. Stale.
Well, I don't use a lot.
Stinky.
Stinky?
Stinky, yeah.
Well, at least I can see where I'm going now.
You can, yes.
Yeah. Alright, look for a right turn. I don't think that was it. I don't think that was it. I hope that wasn't it. It looked like a farm entrance, I did.
Is this one here?
I don't know. Could be. No, that's their driveway. I think it is a bit further on. We've got to go past that. Is that barn over there?
Yeah.
We've got to go past that.
Okay.
So our right turn is down here. Yeah, remember the barn being hot. You've got your slug coat on, haven't you?
I feel like
Eh?
I'm losing precious. Here it is. Precious
Here it is.
liquid.
Rushmead Lane.
Right, go careful on it, because I see. Remember what you said to me on the way back.
Well, yeah, just breaking the sunny bits. Right, this is alright. This is alright. It's still freezing out there.
When do you think this snow's going to bugger off?
Sunday.
It's all going to melt.
Yeah. Because it's going to piddle down with rain Sunday. We got a warm.
Spell.
Yeah, because all this has been coming down from the Arctic.
Yeah.
Well, the wind's changing round to the south. It's coming up. And it's bringing a lot of wet stuff across the Atlantic.
Right.
So apparently Sunday it's going to piddle down with rain. So the day I got to drive up to Oxford,
Yeah.
it's going to be horrible.
We've got to drive to Oxford.
Okay, the day we're driving to Oxford is going to be horrible.
Well, I can drive.
See, barn in the middle of nowhere. Look. If you didn't know better, you'd think you were going to the barn. Well, you would be if you were going to the barn, but
They haven't really located this very well to get like business, have they?
well, it's been here for years and years. That hasn't changed a lot either. That always seems to be a project in the making it. What are you making it there? Well, I'm making this
Thing.
making this
Mess.
I'll tell you when I finished it. Well, I'm making it anyway.
I haven't quite decided yet.
Yeah, that's our target over there. See that little turreted house over there?
Yeah.
That's where we're going.
Right. It's a nice big barn, isn't it?
Yeah, well, last time I came down here, they were building that because I know the steels are real oxide.
Ah. It's a massive barn.
It's a nice barn, isn't it?
It is.
I want another barn.
Got 3 already.
Yeah, I want another one
Why?
because I haven't got enough barns.
You're not going to have enough land.
I want one really big one.
Where?
Around where the wood chip is, against the road over there.
Right.
I'd like to clear it there and go and put one there. Because I ain't got to look at it.
For what what purpose? What are you going to put
stuff in it?
What stuff?
Oh, well, it's a barn, so you'll find stuff to put in it. That's the whole thing of having a barn is, you know, what's a barn for? Putting stuff in.
Right. I mean, it'd be brilliant for the lads to do some logging in there.
Oh, I don't want to build it for them. No, I want it to put
your crap in there.
Tractors and stuff like that in there. Yeah. They've already got a barn.
Yeah.
They've already got the biggest barn on the farm. Can't have two. It's greedy.
Why don't you put your stuff in that barn and they have the new barn?
Because I don't want to have the old barn. I want the new barn.
But it makes more sense because all the logs are down there.
Yeah, I know, but you know, I'm special, so I should have the new one.
Special is a word for you. That is for sure.
I think you're being rude now. We're here. We have arrived.
Slow, children and animals. Oh.
I think I just put it over there. That'll do nicely. We're here.
We have arrived. I'm on my way.
Okay.
Have you seen Shrek the Musical?
No.
Lord Farquaad, I'm on my way, and he comes on this massive horse with his tiny little legs. I'm on my way.
Okay, let's go.
You need to watch that.
Oh yeah, apparently. Yeah.